This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker, essentially Dacob, where we talk about perfumes, the perfume shrine. Be sure to subscribe to my channel as you go on a journey with me through Spiritueuse Double Vanille, the Spiritueuse Double Vanilla from the L'Art La Matière, or Art and the Matter collection of Guerlain. Let me get that. There you have it. There's no way on this planet that I could pronounce this properly. I do have a sample, 2 milliliter sample of the Eau de Parfum concentration, which I have here since a couple of hours. So it's drying down, and I will spray it freshly on this side as well. Let's just like go for it, begging for it, right? I'm live streaming this review from my main channel, which I also suggest and advise you to go follow. And join me every Saturday in my live show, and you get to partake in the co-reviews of these fragrances. I have my wonderful chatters with me here. If anybody has this perfume, let me know in the chats what you think about it. So, it's a vanilla bomb, darling. Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Guerlain. Is an amber fragrance, they says. For women, they says. We know that's not right. Launched in 2007. The nose behind this fragrance is Jean-Paul Guerlain. Top notes are incense, pink pepper, and bergamot. Middle notes are cedar, ylang ylang, Bulgarian rose, and jasmine. Base notes are vanilla and benzoin. It smells like an early 2000s fragrance, though, I got to say. Incense in the top notes, I get it. Pink pepper, I don't get so much bergamot though. There's a luscious creaminess of the ylang ylang. Cedar wood is very tamed, thank goodness. Not a big fan of cedar. Bulgarian rose and jasmine. There's a bit of jasmine that jasmine ylang ylang combo with the rose there's a hint of Chanel No. 5 in there. But the vanilla and the benzoin in the base notes, let me read the dry down. I got to say, I mean, it's okay, but there's that vanilla. It's like it's a very pasty vanilla. Now listen. Do I still have it here? I still haven't reviewed Vanilla Diorama, but, you know, we still have to review Vanilla Diorama as well. Like, it almost feels like Vanilla Diorama wants to be Double Spiritueuse, what's it called, damn it? Spiritueuse Double Vanille. It's kind of like, you know, except if you compare the two, Guerlain wins. Okay, Guerlain is much more sophisticated and elegant and affluent in the smell than Vanilla Diorama. But the dry down of it has it's very flat. There's no real depth in the dry down. And I would have expected it to have a depth in the dry down because of all of these really, I mean, listen, when we read the ingredients, you think, wow, vanilla, benzoin, cedar, ylang ylang, Bulgarian rose, jasmine, incense in the top notes. You think these are all important fragrant ingredients. They're all lusciously strong character ingredients, you know? You would think all of these combined together are going to give you an experience, and instead it's as if they toned down. Sure, these ingredients might be in there, but it's as if they were all toned down to the bare minimal, and then there was an overdose of vanilla on top. So it's kind of like this huge vanilla out of which pop out these little tiny feathers that kind of just tickle you a little bit in the direction of these other ingredients, but they're never quite omnipotent and omnipresent. But the vanilla is a very cakey, pastry chef type of vanilla. It's an edible type of vanilla with a typical 2000s smell. There's something in the composition that is like, oh, okay, 2000s niche. It has that quality to it, which unfortunately makes it dated. It gives it that moment of like, oh, right, yeah, it smells like it's not really up to date. Which doesn't mean anything really, because perfumes, not only do they not know any gender, they don't know any time. But since for me, the first time ever in my life that I started smelling this type of fragrances was right around the mid 2000s, my nose got very used to it. So now I always kind of connect this type of smell to that particular time. And not that that particular time was good or bad, it was just meh. And so, and there's vanilla and vanilla. I'm not a huge fan of vanilla. You got to know how to do your vanilla if you want me to like it. And Guerlain, with their Guerlainade vanilla, knows how to do their vanilla. The vanilla in Shalimar is to die for. I have the pure perfume of Shalimar. By the way, check out my review of the pure perfume of Shalimar also on my Essentially Dacob channel. And you're going to see I get to talk a lot about it. And that vanilla in Shalimar really makes sense, especially in the extract. It makes a lot of sense. It's just really majestic, elevated, elegant. This vanilla, it's oddly plasticky. It's doughy. It's like dough. It's like almondy paste with vanilla in it. Like almonds vanilla paste. It's a gray paste. And it has an artificial nuance there as well, which is bizarre, right? Because these are really expensive. This is the art and the matter. Debbie says like a biscotti. Yeah, well, no, it's not a biscotto. I mean, like an amaretto. It's not bitter. It's sweet. It doesn't go over sweet. Jesus says it smells like a flat cookie in the dry down. It's a super boring gourmand. It is kind of a little boring. I know. Yeah, I'm sorry to have to say this, you guys. I know there's a lot of Guerlain fans out there, but what Sylvia did says Guerlain makes the best vanillas in my opinion. I mean, they do know their vanillas, okay? And I thoroughly enjoy their vanillas. This one is all about the vanilla. You would think they make a perfume, like they're masters at vanilla, and they're making a perfume about vanilla. You would think that they would deliver a vanilla like no other. But this vanilla is kind of generic, mass-produced smell, not niche smelling. Maybe give it another 10 years, Maybe there's going to be nostalgia for this type of... Like maybe in 10 years from now, or 5 years from now, there's going to be a nostalgia of the mid-2000s. And then there's going to be a kind of a revival. And then this one might stand a chance. But right now it just smells of something of a phase that has ended. And nobody wants it back yet. Now, you've been saying in the chats it's one of their best sellers. I mean, I can see how people might like this because it's an inoffensive... You know what? It smells like an expensive version of Yop's... the bubble bath. What's it called? I reviewed it on my... Le Bain by Yop. And we know that Le Bain came before this one. But Le Bain has a more powdery tone, which makes it much more interesting, which makes the vanilla... fun, playful, very 80s, bubbly. Here we're missing that clean, powdery note. It stays gourmand. It stays doughy. And even though it does list its bergamot in the top notes, it just doesn't have that sizzle, So I get, like, you can like this. I see how it can be likable, but it just doesn't hit the spot for me. Yeah, it has that something in the base like Le Bon, but Le Bon is much better, even though Le Bon is a mass release product and it's much cheaper. It's actually super compared to this one. It's almost a freebie, Le Bon. You know what I mean? By Yope. I also reviewed that one on my channel. Check that one out as well. Um, yeah, it's a similar take on vanilla, except this one lacks that depth. It stays very flat, which kind of bestseller of our times. Doesn't that tell you all about our times that you need to know? Safe, pleasant, flat. Yeah, just about almost every colleague at work I ever had. Sorry, ex-colleagues. The journey this takes me on is, oh yeah, mid 2000s, slightly depressing, sweet moment. It was a transitional phase. This smells of transition. You know, mid 2000s. It was a weird time. You know, a whole era in fashion was about to end, and something quite bland was about to begin. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Not for the money, mind you. 100 mil. $300? Girl, no. No, 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 no. No, there are, even within Guerlain perfumes, cheaper alternatives if you are into their vanilla. Even Guerlain offers cheaper alternatives to this with vanilla. So I don't understand. Why would they do this? Again, in the dry down. Hmm, interesting. Shop Queen asks, what is the batch code? The batch code is 0K01. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like really tiny. Hold on. No, you can't. It's like etched in there. 0K01. And it's slightly pungent. It's not what could be the pungent? The benzoin maybe. Well, maybe the cedar. Pepper, it doesn't no. I'm not irritated by the pepper. It's the vanilla that smells with the benzoin in combination. Something screechy synthetic in there that just doesn't do it for me. If we had no vanilla, life would be too harsh to bear, says Alina. Patrick's, I personally love Shalimar and Ambre Sultan. What Sylvia did says, I love that collection. I have 4 of the fragrances and Angelique Noir is my favorite, but none of them are long lasting on my skin. Um, Last week I reviewed um, Joyeuse Tubereuse, the Joyous Tuberose, and it lasted on my skin. It lasted. And I love it. Check out that review on my channel as well. Yeah, this one just, there's something slightly pungent in this thing that doesn't kind of put me at ease for a niche that's supposed to be fabulous quality. This one has something in there that screeches slightly, that tells me something slightly off, just for me, for my nose. And it does feel like a transitional fragrance, like it's not quite there, but not quite here either. So it kind of doesn't give me a vision. It doesn't make me, you know how sometimes when I smell a perfume, I give you a whole story of where it takes me, the journey. No, this one is a little bit, it's a pastry chef's, some pastry chef's dream, another pastry chef's nightmare, depending on whether or not the pastry chef likes this type of toned down vanilla. It's not so sugary sweet. It's like almondy sweet in a way. Busy Lizzie says, to be honest, I like pungent sometimes. Well, I like pungent, like I like Tuberose Criminelle from Serge Lutens. That is pungent. This is a different type of pungent. This is a type of pungent that is cheap, but costs a lot, but has a something in there. Doesn't convince me. Doesn't convince me. Oh, what Sividi says, yes, I bought your used tuberose after your video. It is very sophisticated and true, long lasting. I told you that, but because you just said before that all of the matière, l'art la matière, that they last not so long on your skin. I said, but that one I think lasts longer. And then now you said, yeah, that one does last long. Yeah. It's a good one, right? I mean, I'm still thinking I want to buy it, but then I'm like, oh man, $300. I don't know. And then there have been comments under that video telling me, Dacob, Joyous tuberose is like, it's not worth it. There's better tuberoses out there. I'm like, well, but I like that one. I don't care if there's better ones. I can buy the better one also one day, but I like that one. But I still think it's like, eh. I think they went overboard with their last price increase. Yeah, Guerlain also does price increases. And I made on this channel a video about that a couple of months ago. The plans that they were having to discontinue L'Art La Matière in the 75 ml bottles and bring them out, reintroduce them in the 100 ml bottles with a price increase. Not just because it's more milliliters, but they're charging also more per milliliter. And I thought that was like really unfair of them. They kind of tricked you into, they pushed the prices up by hiding everything through repackaging. So yeah, that's a whole other conversation too. That's why, because if these perfumes cost this much since forever, I would be like, okay, well, that's the price of these perfumes, fine. But since the price increase just happened last October or last September, I'm like, no, I don't want to get it now. No, they're using these cheap tricks. They're not offering the 75 ml bottles anymore. The smallest bottle they offer is the 200 ml, is the 100 ml, and the 100 ml is like with a 30% price increase per milliliter as opposed to the 75 ml. And I was like, no, you don't trick me, like they say, no, but you get more, you get 25 milliliter more in the bottle now. I'm like, yeah, but you're paying more per milliliter. In which world do you pay more per milliliter the bigger the bottle is? You should be paying less per milliliter if the bottle is bigger. Yeah, Prof. Melvin said, did I catch a perfume review? Yes, you caught one. You caught a perfume review. Yeah, it's a Guerlain, Prof. Melvin. We are reviewing Spiritueuse Double Vanille. And I butchered the name yet again. Yeah, of course, Shop Queen, it should be less when you go up in size. I mean, even they, you can buy this in 200 mil for $500. Like, yeah, okay, Guerlain, thanks. All of us really want the 200 mil bottle of it. Why are they doing it? I've only tried the new Blooming Bouquet and I enjoyed it a lot, but it faded faster than I would have hoped, says Paige. I still gotta try that. Barbara says long lasting, 10 hours. Givenchy, L'Interdit Rouge. It lasts 2 weeks on my jacket and 3 weeks on the test paper. Really? L'Interdit Rouge lasts that long? I don't think I want a perfume to last that long on my skin either. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't wake up my memory and my vision. This one kind of lands flat, Guerlain. I'm sorry. I know that Mr. Guerlain himself made this one, but hey, I mean, not everybody is a genius every time. I'm not saying this wasn't genius, but flat genius, maybe? Meh, And as Miranda would say, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Thumb it up if you have. And subscribe to my channel. And never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.